everybody, and welcome back to another round of SRP programming. Today, we are going to be going over free to play games. So, I'm going to be going over a few resources that you guys can access from home and where you guys can locate these free to play games other than Fortnite or Roblox or things like that. So, we're going to go over kind of a couple different ones, and I'm also going to show you guys where you guys can find like top grossing free to play games. So as I'm sure many of you guys are aware probably from this picture, this is not going to be your like mobile phone devices or things like that. Um, this is mostly going to be well, hopefully mostly going to be ones regarding like either console platforms um, or PC gaming, things like that. So we're going to kind of go over a few different resources for those. And this is probably, hopefully, going to be a quick video for you guys. So you guys can just get the resources and get out type of thing and start using them. So these the sites that I'm going to show y'all to actually get the games from are going to be, of course, legitimate sites. They're safe sites to download these from, so you don't have to really worry about malware or viruses or things like that getting on your computer, opposed to downloading them from some sketchy site. All right. So the first ones that we're going to kind of go over are going to be where to find your top grossing games. Now, these sites are really good for like if you've kind of hit a stalemate with a couple of the games you're playing, like if you've already gotten all the achievements for a game, or you've just kind of need a break from it, because I know that happens with me. I'll be playing a game a long time, and I'll typically play about the same game for about a month, and then I'll get burnt out on it, and I'll have to change things up before switching back to it again. So a couple of the sites that I recommend when you're looking for free to play games is actually going to be called Games Radar Plus. And it's called gamesradar.com. They typically put out an article. I think it's about every other month or so, maybe every couple of months. It just kind of depends about free to play games. Now, as you can see here, they're not only covering just console and platforms on this one either. They're also covering Android and phone apps and RPGs and things like that. So keep an eye out on that because this is going to tell you like the different platforms you can play on. So if you're a PC gamer and you don't have access to consoles, then you're obviously not going to be able to use some of like the Xbox or PlayStation or Switch ones. So it just lets you know where everything goes and what's what. Um, and they'll typically, wow, Smite's still on there. That's surprising. Sorry. um, so they'll probably do anywhere from the top 50 to top 25 to top 10 games. You can just find those by searching their website up here in the search engine box. They also have reviews for games as well as guides. So if you're looking for certain achievements or things like that, you can use the site for this as well. All right, so the next one we're going to go over is called PCGamesN.com. Also called PC Games N. I don't know why. Now, these games are going to be, obviously, they're all going to be PC standard. But however, that does not mean that you can't get them on platform as well. You just may have to do some digging for that. And they don't actually rank theirs. Unlike Games Radar, where it's actually a ranked system and they tell you why they like it or why they don't like it or things like that. This one pretty much just says here are some really cool free-to-play games. And here's our review of it, but it's not necessarily ranked. I'm surprised at some of the ones that are still on here. But yeah. And then the last one we're going to go over is called Digital Trends. Now, this actually has a lot of other different things that it can do as well. As you can see up here in the corner, or up on their bar, they have different things. They'll also do articles on more than just gaming, so it's kind of interesting to keep your foot in the door with these people. Just because it kind of keeps you in the loop as to what's happening, because they'll keep trends on like VR systems, VR games, things like that. So here they actually split up their games by genre. So action, battle royale, legends, card games. So if you're into like Magic the Gathering and things like that, they'll go over those. Go over some that you may not have heard of before. So like for me, it was coming across these when I first started to get into free-to-play gaming. It was really eye-opening because it was one of those things where it was like, oh, I didn't know there were so many out there. And yeah, so this one's good if you're looking for like a specific type of game, like you're looking for a battle royale, looking for an open world, or you're looking for puzzles, or you're looking for a specific genre. So unlike PC games where it's just the flat out review, and unlike Games Radar where it's just a ranked system. So it kind of helps you segment them out and really narrow down what you're looking for. Alright, last thing we're going to go over. These are some sites that I recommend looking at free-to-play gaming. Those of you who are familiar, yes, Steam is a PC-only, I guess, shop for games. However, I like using, since I actually play on PC, Xbox, and Switch, I actually like using Steam to browse the selections for Xbox and PC, because there is a lot of overlap. The only difference you're going to find is that on Steam, you're going to find a lot of games that are indie games, they're starter games, like people learning how to make games, like that. So it's kind of nice because it throws in a little bit of diversity there for your gameplay, and it allows you to actually access stuff that is not so much what you're hearing about on a day-to-day. So with Steam, you just go to games, and they have an easy button called free to play right at the top. And then it will actually show you new and trending top sellers, what's being played, and upcoming. You can switch between those 4 tabs. And like I said, there's a lot of overlap, like Dota 2, that's also on Xbox. Destiny 2, that's on Xbox. Warframe, that's on Xbox. So, like, a lot of these are on Xbox or console games. So, it's one of those things. Yes, I'm using a PC site to kind of show you guys how to navigate and like where to get your footing. It's not so the one thing I like about Steam is it's not just strictly PC games. Like, it can't be PC only games. which is nice because it allows you to kind of keep one foot in both worlds, so to speak. But again, you're also going to find things that are probably not uh, console based, like Burn Me Twice, probably not console based. All right, so the second site we're going to go over is this one's going to be a little bit more friendly as far as like looking things up, which I like a lot more. So as you can see here on Steam, they don't really give like a rating on any of this as far as like age wise. So if you're a parent watching this, Um, that's one of the downsides to it, but you can typically gauge the age based off of reviews and histories and screenshots and things like that. Now the second site I'm going to go over is arcgames.com. Now this one I like a lot more. I shouldn't say a lot more. I like this one a lot more than many of the other platforms you're going to come across. So this one is um, it's pretty much a conglomerate of games where they actually break it down for you, as you can see here, um, where it's located and where you can buy it, what if it's console, PC, whatever. So it tells you. You can get it on PC, you can get it on Xbox, you can get it on PS4. Not only does it tell you where you can get it, it also has the news, forums, guides, and medias all right there located on that one page for you. So like I said, it's kind of like a all-in-one type of deal. And again, this is arcgames.com. You don't have to pay anything to register. You don't even really have to register for it. You can just use it as a resource or a springboard to see where all these games are at. And then finally, I do like it because it does give like all the system requirements, and it also gives your rating, um, and it tells you all the DLC as well. So it's pretty easy to use. And some of the search features on here is nice too because you can break it up. Whereas with Steam, you can only break it up by a few things. Over here, you can narrow it by tag. But other than that, if you're just browsing, you can't really break it up by anything else. Unless you go down here and you go to browse all new releases or top sellers, what's being played. So let's just go browse all new releases. And then over here, it allows you to select types, number of games, narrow by feature. Does it support VR? So it allows you to narrow it down by these things, but not necessarily what platform or things like that, which ArcGames does allow. So here, whoops, go to games, and then it'll be featured games, recommended, and new releases. You can hit view all. And you can actually sort by, you can actually specify by genre. So free to play is typically what you're going to want to choose. But since you're in the all games already, most of it's already free to play, as you can see with the tags. And it also allows you to separate it out by platform. So if you want to play by Steam, I now have all the ones that have access to Steam. But if I want to play with Xbox, and now it gives me all the ones to Xbox. So it's really nice to kind of just see the difference in variety of how all this goes down. But yeah, those were pretty much the only resources I had for you guys. And we have Games Radar, PC Gaming, and Digital Trends, and then of course Steam and Arc Games. Um, So I would definitely check those out if you guys are bored at home or you're looking for something to kind of switch up your gaming experience. But other than that, I hope y'all have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, y'all. Bye.